still a piggy bank. And the name comes from this kind of clay. So this is made out of very poor quality clay because you just have to smash it to get your money out. So it's like the sweepings off the floor, bits of other broken pot. And this type of clay is called pig clay. P-Y-G-G clay. So it's a different spelling from the animal pig, which is just P-I-G.
P-I-G, yeah.
So P-Y-G-G just means an amalgamation. You get like pig iron, which is different metals all sort of meshed together, and this is pig clay, so that's the original pig bank. But then it took banks a while to realise that they had a sort of marketing opportunity. So these ones date to 1906. Would you like to hold one? No? Yeah.
This is, what does it say? Bank of Scotland.
That one says Falkirk and Counties Bank.
Oh, okay.
So it's a savings bank. Yeah, I know, it's quite difficult to read. So this one's Manchester and Salford Savings Bank. But these ones, the bank gave you them. Well, you had to pay a deposit. The clever thing is the bank kept the key.
Oh, so you can, okay, I get it.
So it's called a home safe. It's like a little sort of safe deposit box in your house.
So how would it work? So I will put my coins there, I keep it at home, and then I'll bring it to the bank.
Yes.
And what happens?
They empty it for you, and they put the money into your savings account.
Oh, okay.
Yes, But every one has a number etched on them, so it's on the top here.
Yeah.
And that number was connected to your bank account number, so the money only went into that bank account.
Wow, that's really clever.
It is very clever.
Because, yeah, of course, you don't have like high street bank or online account, so you need to put some. Yeah, that's really cool.
We also didn't have a welfare state.
Wow.
So there was no unemployment benefit or sick pay or pensions. So you had to save. So saving was really important. That's why you had something that was, you know, indestructible like this. And the other clever thing about them is, when I was little, if my mother had the key to my piggy bank, if you got a butter knife, you could wiggle your money out.
You can, if you're very, very persistent, I would say. Yeah,
yes.
You can take them.
Well, you could, but not with these ones. When you turn it upside down, there's a metal lip that stops you wiggling your money out.
Yeah, okay.
So that was because that was serious savings.
Yeah, that's really, really interesting.
So these date to 1906, so over 100 years old. Then the next ones came out in the early 1920s, and they looked like these.
So you can see how much money inside. How many
Did you want
coins?
to hold one? Yeah. So these are called a recording home safe. So it tells you which coins to put in through the little slots here. And it's all pre-decimalised coinage. So we didn't go metric until the early 1970s. So this is all old money, pounds, shillings and pence.
Shillings, yeah.
Yep. And then the money would fall down and you'd be able to count it up using the little sort of guide at the side. Again, the bank kept the key. And again, every one of them's got a number etched on the top. So it keeps the coins separate inside by using this method.
Like not tubes, but sections.
Yes, yeah, kind of like tubes actually. But these are exactly the right size for the coin that it tells you to put in at the top. And that just keeps them all separate so you can count them up through the little windows at the sides.
I didn't know that existed.
Well, that was in the early 1920s, so that was not long after the First World War.
So in terms of value, so if I have, so how much can I put in this single box in terms of money? Well,
these ones are more designed for you to have a specific saving goal. So say you were saving up for something really important, a new cooker or something like that, then that's why you can count it up yourself. So once you achieved your goal, then you would take it in. So it's very rare it would get completely filled. You would just fill it up until the point at which you needed that money.
Okay.
So that was 1906, early 1920s. Then later on in the 1920s, they changed the format.
Yeah. Looks like a book.
It does. Did you want one to have a look at? So These were often called book safes or sometimes Bible banks, because they would sit on your bookshelf and hide in between your Bible and your hymn book, because they're very boring titles.
Yeah,
so
same.
we've got one, to safeguard savings, or what else have we got? The first step. That's a good one.
Road.
The right road.
Save home. Yeah.
I like this one, Looking Ahead by Wiseman.
By Wiseman.
So these are not books that your passing burglar would want to pinch off your bookshelf. You know, they're not interested in learning how to save.
Okay.
So again, the bank kept the key. Again, every one of them's got a number etched on them. And these ones have quite severe one-way teeth. So you can push your coin in, but you can't wiggle it back out.
And it was just one size. I mean,
Just-
you can fit all different.
Yes, all different coins can
Yeah.
go into those ones. So they continued to make these ones, thank you, up until the Second World War. But then because of they needed the metal for the war effort, so they stopped making them because there was too much metal involved. It was after these ones that they went plastic.
Plastic, yeah.
And then when they went plastic, you got your own key. Because at this point, we did have a welfare state, so technically the government wasn't going to let you starve. So we went from saving that was a necessity with these heavy metal ones to this is like new shoes and Christmas and holidays. So this was nice savings, that was a necessity for savings. So this whole wall here is all UK banks and banking paraphernalia. Not just savings banks. We've got lots of post office ones. We've got this one from the post office, and you only got that if you opened your account in 1953.
Okay.
So that was the
I know.
year the previous queen was
Yeah,
coronated.
yeah.
It's a bit more decorative rather than secure. It's a
Yeah,
bit
it
too
is.
easy to break into. But only for 1 year did that one come out.
I have one question. So that bank, Saving Bank, was it profitable or it was just?
Henry's Savings
Yeah.
Bank, yes, it had to be, because he didn't want it to be a charity. He didn't want some rich person backing the bank and then it was that person that got to make all the decisions, you know, like a CEO kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it had to make sure that it was self-supporting.
So they invested all the money into local community somehow. Or...
Yep, so first of all, he invested the money into a bank in Dumfries. It was called the
bigger
British
bank.
Linen
Yeah,
Bank, yep. He got between 5 and 6% interest from them, and he paid out between 4 and 5%. But this is the first time ever that these poor folk, and they really were very, very poor, first time ever they'd been allowed to have free money by way of interest. And it only happened because basically everybody was pooling their resources. So no individual person would have enough to open a bank account with a posh bank, but by pooling it all together.
Okay.
So the 1% difference between what he got from the parent bank and what he paid out, that's what went back to the community.
Okay, so yeah, I now I understand. Yeah. Okay.
It's okay.
Yes,
It's a lot of
really-
information, so yeah, we
It's
can
really,
go back to
really
it.
interesting.
It was a very, very clever idea, actually. Because other people had tried little schemes before, but they had always been a charity. It had always been some rich person who'd started it up.
But it's not just an idea; it's an implementation as well. So you need
Yeah.
to have all this. You need to come up with all these small things, then combine them together to be able to implement that idea.
Absolutely. It was a proper business. So, and he was so clever at doing things like that. You know, the rules and regulations that he wrote, he wasn't the CEO, he was just a trustee. So the people who saved here, they got to choose who were the trustees that ran the bank. There was always at least 3 of them. And he just got voted in as a trustee, or they could choose somebody else. So it didn't rely on him. So he could take a step back, and you know, when he was no longer with us, the bank carried on. So it was a really simple but effective idea. You're looking at one of the book safes, and he told me that when you Google piggy bank museums in the UK, we're top of the list. And unfortunately his mother had just passed away, so he said, would you like her collection of piggy banks? And I said, yeah, of course. So these last two sections here are all one lady's lifetime collection of piggy banks, and they're all pigs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is actually quite unusual with a piggy bank collection. So, but every single home safe and piggy bank in here has been donated. I've never bought any. People bring, I must get at least once a month I get something new handed in to me. Because this section here is also one gentleman's lifetime collection, and he left it to us in his will. But there's no pigs in his piggy bank
I like
collection.
those shoes.
Yes. So that one's Rangers Football Club. People either love it or hate it in Scotland. And that one's Match of the Day.
Match of the Day, yeah.
So it's just to get wee boys interested, you know, with the football connection. Little girls tended to get little houses and things like that.
Is this a cupcake?
Yes.
Yeah, cupcake, yeah.
That one you can open, that one. Some of them you can't open. Some of them are really quite cleverly done, so that's like a big burger.
Burger, yeah.
And some of them are just funny faces. Excuse me. So I had a lady came in, after she'd had a tour, she came back a week later, and she says, I knew I had something in my attic you would like. And she gave me this.
Wow.
And this dates to the early 1900s. So it's well over 100 years old, even older than I am. And it still works. So you pull this bit out at the side, and you put your coin in there. Going to be a loud noise. You ready? It's not that loud, is it? And then the coin goes down through the back. Do you want to try it? No? Would you like to try it? No? Okay, if you do, just let me know, because we can come back and have a look at it.
Yeah.
So these are the first ones in the UK anyway, where a bank rewarded you for reaching saving goals, because they wanted you to put all your pocket money in. So this was in the early 1980s, and it started off, you got Woody when you had £3 in your savings account, all the way up to Sir Nathaniel Westminster. The bank was NatWest. But you had to have £100 in your savings account to get him, which was a lot of money, you know, out of your pocket money in the early 80s. So not everybody got the full collection. They would have maybe the first 2 or 3. But very kindly somebody donated the whole family to me. So yeah, I think it's pride of place. So these 3 shelves here are all our different foreign banks. Don't believe I've got anything from the Ukraine, but we've got them from all over. So this is Austria, that's Innsbruck. We've got German ones, so Kreissparkassas. We've got different Sparkassas from, or Sparbanks from Northern Europe as well, that's Norwegian. So yeah, we have them from sort of all over. Australia as well. We've got quite a few Volksbanks, so more German ones that are not Sparkassas.
Ulster, yeah, that's the Netherlands.
This one?
Or Belgium, yeah, Ulster.
No, Ulster's Irish.
Irish?
Yeah,
okay.
Ulster Bank.
Yeah.
So
some American.
This one's a German one as well. So it was called Steifmärkte, and it was seemingly cartoons and things in Germany. That was their kind of version of Mickey Mouse and family. But yeah, so we've got them from, all of these ones are different ones as well. So that's the Commonwealth Bank. So, you know, I never say no to a piggy bank. And I had a wee girl, and her father came in a few years ago now, and the wee girl went through all these shelves, and she was originally from Poland, and she couldn't find anything from Poland. So I said, it's just because nobody from Poland's given me one yet. So the next time she went back to visit her grandmother with her own pocket money, she bought that one, just so that other people from Poland wouldn't feel left out.
Just like a can.
Yes, so it's a single-use one. If you pulled that, that's right, useless. Okay, it's just...
It's probably a modern one.
It is a very modern one, but it's my only one from Poland, so she gets a wee mention. But so all over the world.
I have a question, if
Yes.
if I may. So these things,
Yes.
they're from different countries,
Yep.
and it's the same
Yeah.
principle, and those ones.
Uh-huh.
So they were using his book,
Yeah.
Duncan's book,
Well,
probably, or they come up with
these are
idea?
after Henry Duncan. These came after him.
Yeah.
So, because the first ones, the really big metal old ones, they were 1906.
And this probably
This I think is much.
Nineteen-
Obviously, it's been a wee bit damaged. Somebody's tried to get into it. This one's much lighter, so I think that'll
yes,
be
like
a newer one.
the second
Yeah.
generation.
Yes. It's the same with that one.
Yeah.
So this is the only one that
It's
I
very
have
similar.
from America. So this is the Union Trust Company, Cleveland, Ohio. But it's got American. So there you've got your dimes and your small coins. But
It's very similar.
very similar.
Probably somebody saw it or took it there.
Yep, and just did it for their own country, which makes sense. You know, why
Yeah.
reinvent the wheel when somebody's already invented it? So, yeah. And these ones are sort of one-offs and anomalies. These ones are traditionally what you would give for like a christening or a newborn, so it gets them in the habit of saving. And then we've got the obligatory piggy banks, but now you know why piggy banks are called piggy banks, because they're pig pots. So I had a chap visit not so long ago. His name was Matt, and he lives in Australia. And we've been emailing back and forward for years. Now I've got nearly 400 home saves and piggy banks in here. Matt has 1,500. Yes, he said to convert his garage and put shelves in his garage just to store his 1,500 piggy banks and home saves. And we've got a collective name for people who collect piggy banks. Yep.
Wow.
It's a very fancy name for a very boring hobby. Argyrophycologist.
Argyrophycologist.
Yes.
Why is RG?
So the RG part is actually silver. Means silver, so like a coin was made out of silver originally.
Makes sense, yeah.
And a psychologist is just somebody who collects things. Yes. So basically it's a silver collector.
Probably study.
Yeah, studies, but yeah, so if you think coin collectors are boring, never sit next to one of us at a dinner party, because we are super boring. We will talk about these things all day long.
Wow. Okay.
So I've got one more thing to show you. It's our newest exhibit, and the reason I have this is we've recently had new owners in the last 2 or 3 years, because we used to be owned by the Trustee Savings Bank, or the TSB latterly, which was the biggest bank in this country that came from Henry's original idea. But we've got new owners in the last couple of years, and one of our owners, Teresa, the part of Henry's story she was amazed by was the fact he started up 2 newspapers, but it was for other people's benefit. So she sent me a challenge. She said, could you find a printing press that Henry would recognise? And I did, so she bought it for me.
Henry Duncan became Minister of Ruthwell in 1799, and developed a strong interest in the economic circumstances of his parishioners. Rural communities in Scotland faced periods of financial insecurity, and people with relatively low incomes had limited opportunities to deposit small amounts of money safely. Commercial banks generally served wealthier individuals, merchants, and businesses. Duncan recognized that a financial institution designed specifically for small deposits could encourage working people to accumulate savings over time and provide greater protection against periods of unemployment, illness, old age, and other economic difficulties. In 1810, Duncan established the Ruthwell Savings Bank for the benefit of the local community. Its organization provided depositors with the opportunity to place relatively small sums into an institution where their savings could earn interest. This principle became central to the later development of savings banks. Duncan also introduced administrative procedures intended to make the institution financially sustainable. Careful record keeping, regular deposits, interest payments, and structured management contributed to a model that could be adopted elsewhere. The Ruthwell experiment therefore became significant beyond the immediate boundaries of the parish. The historical importance of the bank can be understood within the wider economic context of the early 19th century. Industrialization, urbanisation, and changing patterns of employment were transforming British society. For many working families, income could be irregular and financial security remained limited. The savings bank offered a mechanism through which modest amounts could gradually become a reserve for future needs. Saving consequently acquired a social and educational dimension. Regular deposits encouraged planning and introduced individuals to formal financial institutions that had previously been largely inaccessible to poorer sections of society. The Savings Banks Museum preserves the connection between this broader financial history and the specific environment in which Duncan worked. The historic setting is particularly significant because visitors encounter the development of savings banking within the place associated with its early operation. Documents and banking objects provide evidence of the administrative processes through which individual deposits were recorded and managed. Such material also illustrates the physical character of banking before electronic transactions and digital records transformed financial activity. One of the most visually distinctive parts of the museum is its collection of money boxes, presented as a bank of banks. The collection contains more than 300 examples from different countries and cultural contexts. Many have been donated by visitors, creating a diverse group of objects that demonstrates the widespread cultural importance of saving.